everyone. So it's Wednesday, the 13th of May, 2020, and today we're going to look at starting off with our passive, what we call a passive pose, which is relaxing and helping us open our chest. The thing is that we, without realizing it, we tend to hunch ourselves, and particularly if we're anxious, which, as we know, we're going through anxious times. So this is a way to counteract that. So what I'm going to just show everyone is we want to have enough blocks and cushions. So a bolster is ideal, but if you haven't got a bolster, you can use a couple of firm cushions. And then we're going to put the bolster, we're going to lie on it just across the back of our shoulders. So it's, and we've got our bottom on the ground, we've got our feet bent and our knees bent and our feet are bent. Our knees bent and our feet on the ground. And then you'll find your head's obviously hanging, so you want something for your head to rest on. And at this point, don't have your head lower than your chest. Have your head slightly higher. That's it. And then we're just going to open the chest and just let the arms come out by the side. And we're just going to think about our breath. If you like, you can put your hands on your belly. And we're breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. So let's get our Ujjayi breath going. So remember, as we breathe in through the nose, we imagine we're taking the breath in through the front of the throat. And as we exhale, we imagine we're taking the breath out through the front of the throat. So it's a great, and then taking our hands up towards the ceiling. Inhale, stretch your arms up so your shoulders start to lift off whatever you've got them on, and then exhale, drop them back down again. Inhale, lift them up, exhale, drop down. Inhale, lift up, exhale, drop down. And then we're taking our arms wide, palms up to the ceiling. Exhale, cross over and see how much you can hug your shoulders. And just take a moment to feel your hands on your shoulders. Feel the warmth of your hands connecting to your body. Open again. Palms facing up. Close. This time we're going to cross the other way. Taking a moment, hugging yourself. And then open up again, rolling your shoulders back and down. Breathing. Now see if you can send your hands away. So if you imagine that you've got a little string just by your wrist, and that's someone's pulling on that string, so you're lengthening through your arms, breathing. Lovely, and then release. So from there, we're going to remove what we've got on our head, and we're going to shiggle down so that we now have our hips raised instead of our chest. We're going to keep our feet on the floor. And sorry, I should have said before, and also have your belt handy. I'll take my socks off. Okay. So if you've got into position, you want your knees pointing up to the ceiling, feet on the floor, feet hip distance. And we've got our hips raised. So just make sure that that feels comfortable to you and you're not stressing. If you feel any stress in your lower back, maybe just come a little bit lower. Okay, and so you tuck your shoulders under. Now we've opened our chest. See if you can recreate that feeling of openness in the chest. So let's just do a few circles with our arms. So we're going to make small circles, making sure everything's out of the way, and then gradually increasing our circles. Breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. So we're sweeping the floor, possibly with the backs of our hands. And let's now change direction. So we'll start off smaller circles if we change direction, gradually increasing. And then see if we can sweep the floor with the backs of the hands. Lovely. And then release. Okay, now we're going to take our right knee and just bring it towards our chest. And then stretch out your left leg, nice straight leg, stretch through the heel. So this left leg is floating, and then see how long you can make the leg. Tuck your shoulders under, squeezing that right knee close to you. If you like, you can take the knee out to the side and squeeze it in that way. And if you can bring it towards the center as well. Keep stretching through that left leg. Hopefully you'll feel a little hip flex and stretch. You can drop the heel a little bit. Try and keep the heel slightly hovering though. Breathing in through the nose. Imagine you're taking your breath in through the front of the throat, out through the front of the throat. Lovely. And we'll change legs. So we're stretching now through our right leg. Stretch the right heel away. Left knee can come out to the side before it comes back to the center, and really lengthen away with that left leg. Let it descend, but don't drop it on the floor. Keep it slightly hovering. Feel that stretch through the front of the quad. Breathing. Stretch even a little bit more. Lovely, and then bring that leg, so you've got both knees up. Bring the knees together, and then let's catch around the right thigh. If that's a bit tight in the hamstring for you, you can keep the knee bent. If you can straighten the leg, that's great. And we're going to start to make circles with that right foot. Breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. Keep the feeling of your shoulders tucking under, nice open chest that we created at the beginning of the class. And we're rotating the other way now. Changing the direction of our circles. So it's as if your big toe was a pen and you're drawing a big circle with your big toe. crunch. Anyone else getting some crunches there? Lovely. And then bringing that leg down. So swap legs again. If you need, you can have the knee slightly bent, but otherwise straight leg. And off we go, circles with that left leg, left foot. So you're circling in the ankle, and you do that by imagining that your big toe was a pen making big circles. Bringing the toes down towards the calf as part of that journey. Change direction. Lovely, and then release. Okay, so bend both knees, and we're going to now cup our hands on our knees so that the fingers point down. And then just lift your heels up so that they're the same height as your knees. So just have your knees a little bit further away. So you want your knees to be above your hips. So don't have them too close to your chest. Take them back a little bit. So just until you can take them back a little bit, your knees, and drop your heels a bit. That's it. Okay. Now, while you're holding that, you might notice that you're having to work your core. So keep that feeling of drawing your tummy down towards your spine. Vico, if you just take one foot down for this. And then what we're going to do is, as we exhale, we're going to just straighten the right leg. And inhale, bring it back. Exhale, straighten. So we're drawing a line, we're making the leg run parallel to the floor. So we're straightening the leg parallel to the floor rather than up in the air. Now, if you find as you do that you can't really keep your tummy in towards your spine, then drop one foot. And also, if you're pregnant, you should always have one foot. You should never have two legs up in the air when you're pregnant. So you have one foot down, but you can do it with one leg. So just find the right level for you. So if you're doing it with both legs up, just make sure that you're keeping your tummy, drawing towards your spine. Can you feel how you're working in that core area? So it's quite a strong drawing in and up that you're feeling in the lower abdomen particularly. Okay, and then release and just relax the knees towards your chest again. We'll take a wee rest. Okay, and so if you're doing it with one foot on the floor, then change the foot that's on the floor. So in that case, it'll be your right foot. The rest of us, we're going to just let our knees go back a little bit so that they're over our hips. And we're going to just let our heels be in line with our knees. It's quite hard to judge that if you're not able to see. But you usually maybe drop a bit more than you think. That's it. And now, activate this core, and then we're going to just straighten that left leg. One. On the exhalation, straighten, and on the inhalation, come back again. Notice how you have to really draw that belly in and up. Exhale, straighten, inhale back. If you find that it's really hard for you to keep from pushing the tummy out, then just bring the right leg down and do the same thing, but with only one leg up in the air, and just make sure that you keep that tummy drawing in and up. Lovely. Two more. One, two, and then just relax. Okay, so I invite you to relax, but those of you that are found that not hard and would like to just take it up to the next level, then we're going to do that. But don't do this if you find that your tummy was doming in any way. If you were able to draw your tummy in and up, then we're going to just alternate. One, 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 one. Right, straight, left, straight, right. Keep your tummy scooping, and then we can just do it like a bicycle. Keep that tummy drawing in. So don't do this if it causes your tummy to dome, because that's really counterproductive. All that you do, if you're doming, it means that you're bearing down on the pelvic floor, which is not what we're wanting. Nice and slow. Lovely. Let's do two more. One, one, two, and two. Good. And then just relax. So hopefully you'll feel a little sort of enlivening feeling coming around in your core muscle. Okay, so from there, again, let your feet drop down so they're near to your legs, and your knees are a little bit towards your chest, but not too much. And then we're going to just let your knees fall out to the side. You can keep your feet together. And then take your hands on your tummy, and then as we inhale, we're going to scoop our belly in to bring our knees together. So exhale. And if you're doing it on the floor, Vico, put your feet on the floor. So if you're pregnant, you should never have both feet lifted off the floor, because it's putting too much pressure on your tummy. So if you find it hard to keep your legs up and your tummy scooped, then you can do this from the floor. Exhale, open, inhale. As you close, draw your belly in and up. Exhale, open, inhale, scoop and hollow. Exhale, open, inhale, scoop and hollow. Bring your lower abdomen in towards the spine, up towards the diaphragm. If you're doing it in midair, then carry on if that's okay. If you find that you're tiring, just make sure that you don't carry on by letting your tummy go. It's better to bring your feet on the floor. Let's do 5 more. 1, 1, 2, 2, scoop and hollow. 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5. Lovely. And then just hug your knees to the chest, wherever's comfortable. Great. So we're going to need our belt next. And we'll just loop the belt around our feet. So it's fine to bring your legs up, Vico, as long as you've got a belt to support you, so you're not putting, the weight's not all in your, the action's not all in your core. So we're tucking our shoulders under, make sure we've still got a nice open chest. Think about dropping your sit bones down into your cushions, and see if you can bring the front of the thighs towards the abdomen. So you're dropping your hip bones down, open the shoulders, pressing the shoulders into the floor. Breathe. Heels up to the ceiling. Your toes are coming towards your calves. Your ankles are lined up. Right, take your left leg away, out of the belt, so you've just got your right leg up. And then keep your right leg there, just let your left leg come down. Keep the left leg straight, and then bring your right leg towards you. And then we're going to do a little rocking movement. So we're dropping our left heel down, and we notice the right foot goes back,
we're bringing our right leg forward, and notice the left leg comes up. So we're just doing it as a rocking movement. Relax. Keep your shoulders tucked under. Inhale forward, exhale down. So you might feel that stretch again along the hip flexor, and if you find it you can hold more, then do. So keep that going. Inhale, bringing your right leg forward, exhale, and let that left heel drop. One more. Great, and then we're floating up that left leg, and then we're going to switch legs, so that left leg's now going in the belt. And we're allowing our right leg to float down on towards the floor. Keep a lovely long right leg. Keep our shoulders tucked under. So off we go. So breathing, let your left leg come towards you. Notice how your right leg lifts a bit. Drop your right heel and let the left leg go back. Nice deep breath. You might be able to get your make contact with your left thigh and the front of your abdomen. Keep both legs long. Once you get your heel touching on the floor, even just slide it away momentarily. Feel that lovely, feel that stretch through your right hip flexor there. Keep the shoulders tucked under, keep the chest open, keep the breathing. Yeah, that's lovely, Olive. Yep. So can you notice how your legs are connected with that seesaw movement? Great, and then to finish, bring your other leg back up, your right, so you've got both legs up. Drop your sit bones down and just see if you might be able to bring your feet a little bit further forward over your head. You might find that. Because you warmed up your hamstrings a little bit. See if you can get your hands higher up your belt. Some of you might be able to catch your toes. Drop your sit bones down. So this is a bit like a forward bend, only we've changed the plane. See if you can make contact with the front of the thighs on your abdomen. Lovely, and then release, and we'll just let one foot go and then the other. And then press your feet into the floor, just take away your support so that your back's back on the floor again, and then let's just hug our knees to the chest. So whichever side, let's say you've put your cushions conveniently on the right hand side, we're going to straighten the right leg and let that left knee now go over onto your cushion. And then keep your left shoulder on the floor. So we're going to really roll into that left shoulder, looking down the left hand, and at the same time really let your knee, your left knee, push slightly into your cushion. So you're kind of wringing your spine. You can use your right hand, your right elbow to push into the floor to help you rotate your left shoulder down to get an extra little twist in the spine. Lovely, and release. Okay, and then just move your cushion to the other side, to your left side, and now we've got our left knee, our left leg straight, and we're bending the right knee, bringing it over to the left, and then we're rotating to the right. Keep our right shoulder on the floor, looking down the right hand. You can use your left hand if you like, just to press that knee down into your cushion. Breathing. So it's quite an active twist that we're doing. Breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. Lovely, and then release. Okay, and then just moving your cushion out of the way. Both feet back on the floor, knees pointing up to the ceiling. Now just check that you haven't got anything under your head for this. We're going to tuck our shoulders under. Now try and get that feeling of openness in the chest that we had at the beginning of class. And we're going to push our feet into the floor, keep our knees pointing up to the ceiling. And then vertebrae by vertebrae, starting at the base of the spine, we're lifting one vertebrae at a time, pushing our feet down into the floor and begin to lift, let our hips come up. So we're not over pushing, so it's the ribs stay connected to our spine. But when we get up to a certain point, then see if you can bring your sternum towards your chin. You might feel that your tummy, you lengthen here. Holding that for a moment, keep the breath going. Working through the feet, keep your knees parallel, pointing to the ceiling, breathing. Let's hold for 2 more breaths if we can, really rolling onto the tops of our shoulders. Lovely, and then to come down, we're going to take the upper back down first, then our mid back, and our tailbone is coming down last of all. And then we can just catch our knees to have a little rest. If you don't want to bring your knees too close, then you can just cup them with your hands, and then you can go further away. Or you can just use your belt around your knees and find a comfortable place for for your legs so that you get a nice stretch in the lower back. Right, let's do that again. So 1 foot at a time, 1 foot down, then the other. Tuck our shoulders under, pushing through the feet, start to roll up. And this time, let's see if we can catch our hands under our back. Now, if that's not happening, you can also use a belt to push. But if you can, catch your hands and clasp them together. So you want your little fingers on the floor, under your back, and then see if you can bring your sternum to touch your chin. So notice how you're pushing through your feet, lifting the hips. Notice how you're working the inner thighs and the buttocks. See if you can put the weight also onto the tops of the shoulders. Let's hold for 3 breaths. And then to come down, take the hands away, rolling down upper back, mid back, tailbone, and then catching. You can catch your belt around the knees or catch the knees, whatever feels most comfortable for you. We're going to now just do little circles. So with the knees, so we're bringing the knees forward to the side, away to the other side and forward. So you can either use your hands, or if you want to, you can use a belt around the knees. So let's change the direction. Nice. And release. Great. So from there, we're going to either roll onto one side and push up, or if we want to do the frisky way, we can just hook our ankles and come up. And then we're coming into kneeling. Now, if your knees are bothering you, you can always have a cushion, or what you can do is have your knees slightly off. Yeah, no, probably just use a cushion. Yeah. So if you need a cushion on your knees, then yeah, put that. But otherwise, we're kneeling. We've got our hands under our shoulders, spreading our fingers. Just have a wee check of your middle finger. That wants to be parallel to the edge of your mat. And then we're going to do our cat stretch. So taking a breath in, exhale. Inhales, scooping and bringing the sternum forward. Shoulders away from the ears. And then the other way. And then back, so going through neutral, bringing the sternum forward so you're getting a lovely stretch through your spine, back through neutral. See how much you can make your back a rounding, and you're rounding your lower back too. And then again, let's do one more each way. Shoulders away from the ears, bring the sternum forward. And then rounding the back again. And then come back to neutral position, so we're neither rounding or hollowing. And then we can just sit back on our heels and go into the pose of the child. Now, for some people that is not really very comfortable, so you can adjust to have a pillow. You can have the knees apart, and you can also have some pillows under your heels to come forward. So just find a way that you can make this pose work for you. Because ideally, I mean, it's better to have something to sit back on rather than just sort of floating your bottom in midair. And also it works sometimes if you feel a bit stretched in the back. If you raise your head up, then your spine can soften. So give yourself the height you need. And just take a moment to think about your rib cage descending onto your legs or onto the space between your legs if you have your knees apart. And then you may find that you can dispense with some of the height. You might be able to bring your hands by your side. And as you breathe, just think about softening the front of your ribs onto your legs, onto your thighs. And notice as you do that, you get a softening also in the back ribs and in the lower back as well. And then to come up, lengthening the crown of the head and open the chest as you come up with a lovely long spine. Yeah, great. Good. Okay, and then facing forward, so you're still on your knees if possible. And then we're going to keep our left leg where it is, just stretch out your right leg. Now if you find when you do that you're going over to the right, then if you put something under your cushion. And then we're going to move this right foot out to the side, the left foot out to the side. So you've got a gap. If you make a fist, you can put a fist between your thigh, your left thigh and your left ankle. So we're sitting up. As I say, if you need something under your hip to stop you from rolling, then that's fine. You may find that you need to be up generally because this is a position that's a bit awkward for you. And then we're taking our belt, bringing it around that right foot and sitting up tall as we can. Now, if this is not working for you to have your leg bent like this,
You can do the same thing, but with both legs straight. So that's an option. But if you can keep that foot in place. And then some of you can lift up and bend forward. See if you can bring your head down towards your knee or towards your foot. Again, you can use a block to have something to land on. If you're pregnant when you're doing this, then if you take your legs wider, and instead of going over your leg, you're going into the space between your legs, so that you're leaving space for your bump. Lovely, and let's try that on the other side. So to come up, we're lengthening up, opening the chest, and let's free that leg, give it a little shake. So if you were doing this with both legs straight, then you're going to just carry on having a little pause. And for the rest of us, we're going to bend the right knee now. You can use your hand to move your calf one way and your thigh the other way to help your leg to be in the right position. And with your fist, check that you've got a gap between your heel and your thigh. If you're needing to be sat up on something, then do that. And then if you're finding yourself rolling over to the left, you can pop something under that left hip just to keep you aligned. And again, taking the belt around that left foot. Lifting up tall as we can. If you need to, you can be leaning back a little bit, but gradually we're thinking about bringing the tummy forward. If you're pregnant, you want to bring don't go too far because you put pressure on your knee, but just give yourself a little bit of space so that you're not coming right forward onto your leg, just slightly to the side. Okay. And then if you're finding that you can get forward, thinking about lengthening from the top of your leg, lengthen up and over, so you're bringing your tummy onto your thigh if you can. And then if you've got something to lean on, you can get your head on something. You can always use a bean bag's quite good. Didn't you have a bean bag there? Yeah. Or a big cushion. And if you are using a cushion, you may find after a few minutes that you can
dispense with it and just go a little bit lower.
Lovely. And then gently inhale to come up. And then we'll straighten out both legs. And just pop yourself up on the block. So yeah, when you do it with one leg like that, you can often feel that one hamstring is tighter than the other one. Okay. Right, before we wind down, we'll just do some more, another little sitting one. So we're going to take our right foot and bring it over the left foot, and then bring your foot up, catch your knee and sit up tall as you can. So your left leg is stretched and you're sending the heel away, toes up to the ceiling. See how tall you can make yourself. You might need to lean back a little bit. And then holding our left hand on our right knee, we're going to just turn to face the right. If that's easy for you, you can hook your elbow, keep getting the height, try and have your shoulders, aiming to have your shoulders above the hips. But if you need to be further back in order to have a straight spine, then that's fine. And some of you can even get the elbow around the outside edge of your knee to get more twist. Keep that left leg stretching. Breathing. And release. Okay, and then just easing out. So we're taking that left foot, putting it over the right. I'm going to stretch that right leg, using the hands, lifting up tall as we can. And then we're beginning to rotate to the left. So start off just with the hands on the calf, wherever we'll go. Roll our shoulders back and down. Open our chest. Lean back if we need to, because what's more important is having a lovely straight spine, so that the rotation, like a corkscrew action through the spine. If you can hook around your knee and still get your height, then do that. Some of you can get the hand right round. So also notice the difference between one side and the other. So work with where your body actually is without any judgment. Good. So really feel that knee. Don't, when your knee's like pushing to your elbow pushing to the knee. Get as much height as you can. Keep rotating to the left. Breathing. Leaning back if you need to. You can always just have your hand on your knee if you need to lean back a little bit to get your straight spine. Keep the height through the spine. Two more breaths. Lovely. And then release. Good. Okay, so from there we're going to head down to the mat. We'll do wind down before we do our relaxation, but if you want to put something on now for your relaxation, then do. If you want to put socks on, or if you need a rug, you can have that handy. We're having a little cold snap here in Scotland, so most of us appreciate being warm.
Great. So we're going to first of all have something under our knees if that's going to be comfortable, and also have something for your head. But before anything else, we're going to just bring our right ankle in front of our left knee and just bring our left leg towards us. We've got our right hand through the gap between the legs, and we can also use our belt to hold. If that feels more comfortable. And do have something under your head if that prevents your chin from going too far back, too far up. So you want to have the vertebrae at the back of the neck in a nice alignment. And we'll change side. So left ankle in front of right knee, and then bringing the knee forward. And if you like, you can use a belt. So you've got your left hand now through the gap and pulling that right knee towards you. Keep your shoulders tucked under. So although you'll be feeling that stretch in the left glute, you want to soften everywhere else in your body that you possibly can while maintaining that left glute stretch. Relaxing the mouth and the face. Great, and then from there we will move into our relaxation. So if you are using blocks under your knees, then check that they're in a good position for you. So your feet are, the soles of the feet are kind of facing each other if you're doing it this way, and your knees are falling to either side. You can also just have your legs straight. There's no need to do this, but it's quite nice for the lower back. And then we're going to take our line kick. We're using one. Make ourselves a bit nice and cozy. And we're going to bring our awareness to our breath. Just check that we've got our shoulders tucked under, so we're still maintaining this nice open chest that we created at the beginning of class. If you find it hard to get your breath going or to relax, sometimes it's nice just to have the hands on your belly, and that way you can notice as you breathe in how the belly expands, and as you exhale, you notice your hands dropping. So you can follow the rhythm of your breath that way, if that helps you. So We're thinking about, with every exhalation, allowing our weight just to drop a little bit more heavily onto our mat. And then if you do have your hands on your belly, just begin to notice the warmth of your hands going through your skin, feeling that sensation of warmth. And then we're just going to get ready to take a deep breath, moving our fingers and toes. And we're going to stretch our arms and legs. And then have a big stretch. Let's just roll onto one side for a minute before we come up. So taking a moment, just lying on our sides, just noticing how our body's feeling. Before gently coming into sitting. So we'll just finish together. Let's bring our hands together and our thumbs on our heart area. Feeling the warmth of our hands going through into our body. And just take a moment just to recreate that relaxation feeling and openness feeling that you had in your chest with what we were doing today, and let's see if we can take that into our day.
Lovely. Thank you all.